Bring the meeting to order, please. You all will stand and follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing by the invocation given by Eldon Long of the Planning Commission.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your goodness to us. We thank you, Father, for this city. I just want to pray my blessing, Father, upon the administration. I just pray that you just continue to give us the strategies in a difficult economy. Father, help us to keep the citizens of this town in high regard and help us to make those appropriate decisions that will glorify and honor your name. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Amen.
Roll call, please.
Pamela Lamons.
Here.
Jerry Foley. Eric Shine.
Here.
Darren Brock.
Here.
Keith Williams.
Here.
Carol Harmon.
Here.
Marty Latham. Paula Allred.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Before we start the meeting, I would like to announce to the council and the people in the audience, we've started packing up and cleaning out, getting ready to move to the new city hall. So far, the employees have emptied 8 file cabinets, emptied over 100 3-ring notebook binders, emptied 100 hanging folders, 200 manila folders. All of these things are reusable. So they are cleaning out. So we're headed in that direction. Next item is the consent agenda. It's the Lowell City Council minutes of the regular meeting December 2nd and the financial statement for November 30, 2008.
Mayor,
Yes.
I have a question here on the financial statement. The numbers that I have do not coincide with other ordinances and the financial statement, the adjusted budget. On Ordinance C, there is brings up the total cost of the City Hall to $1,253,511, and on the financial statement to the year to date, it's got $825,540.
The $825,000 is what was spent at the end of November. The $1,253,000 is the amended budget for 2008 that isn't passed yet, that we have budgeted to spend.
Thank you, Mary.
Any other comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Pamela Lamons.
Yes.
Jerry Foley.
Yes.
Eric Shine.
Yes.
Darren Brock.
Yes.
Keith Williams.
Yes.
Carol Harmon.
Yes.
Marty Latham.
Yes.
Paula Allred.
Yes.
Public Forum, Guy Shoemaker.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like for this to be considered an FOIA. I'd like to know what happened to the 12 by 25 metal greenhouse that was donated to the city a couple years ago. I would like to know why, on the correspondence and on the budget that you presented to the city council, the position of city clerk is not on the, what do you call it? I just went blank. Does not show on the chart as an independent or department. It doesn't even show on the organizational chart. I'd like to know why. I want that in FOI, and I'd like to have it mailed to me. Well, I got one thing more to do. I want to. Carol Harmon's leaving tonight. This will probably be her last one. So I'd like to give her a little gift from me for the outstanding job that she's done in this city council. And I say with heart, deep heart, if the rest of you had contributed just 1/10 research and much work as Carol Harmon had done, the mayor wouldn't have had to do so much work this year. I know this is a high-paying job, over $100 an hour. But you have a responsibility. Do you do any research on your packet? I've talked to a few of you. The answer is no. I know Jerry has a couple of times. But there's so much goes on in this city, you people don't pay no attention to it. Your job is not just to sit here and take $125 per meeting. You are to go out there and look what's going on in our city. Have any of you tried to bring in business to the city? No. Why? That's part of your job. Your job is not just to sit here and stamp what the mayor wants and say, oh, it's that damn shoemaker. And I know I get cussed out a lot, and some of the people that I've talked with, Janet and Lasser, City Hall, the city clerk, she's frowned upon because she associates with me. If I want something, information, I'll call Carol. You know why? I get it. I can't call you other people because you're all busy with your primary jobs. That's all I've got to say. But Carol, I'd like to give you a little gift, appreciation for what you've done for the city from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Guy. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is an agreement between the Benham Companies, LLC, and the City of Lowell regarding Lincoln Street Improvements Project. Michael?
This is a project that actually dates back to, I think, 2004, from what I can tell. Benham did the original design work on it. I've been in contact with them for the last 3 or 4 months, and they finished the original design, got the bid spec ready, and now we're getting ready to bid it out. And we elected to go with them to handle the bidding process for us, since they're already familiar with the project, and this is a contract to do that. And all we're looking for here tonight is a voice vote from you all. We do not need a resolution or an ordinance for this.
Any questions?
And I would assume that since this is saying a maximum of $32,000, that's what we have budgeted for this project?
That's correct. It won't go over that amount, 32,000. That is a change that we've made in our past couple of contracts that we've done for roads and sewer improvements. Basically, we used to leave these open-ended, and then they were an hourly rate. Well, now when you shut that off, it makes it a lot easier, and I think it's a more prudent way to do business.
And the 32,000 does include the reimbursables.
Yes.
I am reading that right.
Basically, what this is an extension of the 2005 agreement but we nailed down this cost to handle the bidding, and it happens to be over $20,000. So it's more or less a cursory approval of the council because it is a continuation of the existing contract. I have to sign a contract for this, and I did not want to sign a contract over $20,000 without the council's approval. Any comments? Voice vote of approval, please.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
So this was put out for bid in 2005?
I have no idea.
we don't know.
It's a professional services contract, so we have their SOQ on file. We keep the SOQs of several companies on file, and this is one. This will be a professional service.
Okay.
Do I hear a voice vote of approval?
Aye.
Thank you. Escrow agreement with Best Auto Reconstruction Center regarding completion of street and drainage structure improvements on Lincoln Street.
All right, what this is our code is pretty specific on how we do, how we go about getting street improvement money. This is for Best Auto Recon, and they're getting ready to, hopefully they'll be completed by the end of the month. And what we have to do is we have to get an estimate, and that should be in your packet, of what it would cost, what their, this is our estimate actually from Benham on what Lincoln Street's going to cost. Then we take out their frontage, and that's how we come up with the amount. We came up with an amount of $88,000. Then they took that to their engineer, and he came and said he thought that we had overpriced the asphalt on it. So I went to our engineer at Benham, and he said basically, the cost of asphalt is so volatile right now, you better have a clause in your agreement that says that they're willing to pay more if it is more. And that's exactly what we've done in the escrow agreement. So we're covered on that. But we felt like it was close enough and that the engineers were able to agree on that amount. So it's $75,000, but if it's more than that, they will write a check to us for that. And if it's less than that, we will write them that amount back. So. And it's going to be nice because this will go right into the street improvements that we have, because obviously we're going to be bidding on this in early January, so it's good timing for this.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve the execution of the agreement.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Marty Latham,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Jerry Foley,
Yes.
Paula Allred,
Yes.
Keith Williams,
Yes.
Carol Harmon,
Abstain.
Eric Shine,
Yes.
Kamala Lamont.
Yes.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing the waiver of the requirements of competitive bidding for the purchase of an audio-visual system for the council community room for the city of Lowell. Mary, you want to? Eric, would you come in, please?
question. I noticed that the dollar amount doesn't, which option are we using, option A or option B?
We went with option A, and option A didn't include sales tax or shipping.
Eric, is this equipment installed?
Some of it.
How much of it?
Well, we had to get all the wiring in place. The rack's been rolled in, but this was something that needed to happen in order. It was crunch time. They had to put drywall in it, so we had to make a decision and decided to put wire in the walls before they drywall.
Was this not ready to bring to council last 2 weeks ago?
What are we benefiting technically between A and B?
It's just a better microphone system and amplifier system, so I can mitigate the crosstalk between microphones.
How come we chose plasma monitors instead of LCD? Is that talking about the overhead things or the ones we're gonna?
Yes, ma'am. Well, initially we were going to do projectors, but the cost for 2 projectors with motorized screens was by far more than it was for 3 plasmas. LCDs, I don't think there's a big difference between plasma and LCD. LCDs are more expensive than plasmas.
They are?
Yes. These are just plasma monitors. They're not TVs or anything like that.
Any other questions?
Mr. I have a question for you. You brought to our attention that you wanted just to let us know about the Benham agreement because it was like 32,000 or 20,000, or it was over the 20,000 limit. But yet you spent 53,000 without our approval or our okaying this.
That's what we're asking for your approval.
You've already spent it. The equipment's already pretty much installed.
The wires are installed. Any other questions?
I have a question. Are we set up to, if we ever want to add a projector into the chamber, is it set up to where we can easily do that? It is? Okay.
Mayor, with adding this equipment, are we still within our original budget?
Yes. Oh, we're not?
Or not?
Over.
I might have misunderstood the question. I understood the question to be, without this, will we be over our budget?
Including this, excuse me.
No, we won't. Without this, we won't be over it.
But we will be over if we.
Probably about $40,000, Mary said. Yeah.
We originally were just going to use the stuff in here. Is that why did that sort of fall through?
The problem with the stuff in here is it's been piecemealed together, and half the time it breaks down. I'm having to fix this stuff on a weekly basis.
Is there anything we can do to cut this cost some?
How many bids went out for this?
I called numerous companies. Only 2 people responded and submitted bids. One company submitted one for $72,000, and the other one submitted for what you guys have in front of you, 42.
But you called people.
I called quite a few people, and the scope of the project, a lot of companies didn't want to take on.
But there wasn't an ad placed in the paper asking for bids that way?
Yes, I called the Rogers IT department and asked them who they used, and this is who they recommended. So I called them and had them come. They came out and did a bid for me the next day.
Any other questions?
Okay, when you look at option A, it has $4,400 of hours in here. I guess I'm confused because the way it crosses. Installation service labor is $4,600. And on this quote thing, it's $4,400. The option A is $45,000, which looked like it included 80 hours at $55 an hour.
Yes, ma'am. The only difference between option A and option B are it's roughly $3,000 for speaker upgrades and microphone mitigation. It's just a different amplifier.
This page right here that has $45,000 for option A,
Yes, ma'am.
which you said we're going with, has 80 hours at $55 an hour.
Yes, ma'am. Option B has the same thing.
Right. But on your page here for $51,000, it's got $4,600 for labor. Is that two different labors?
Invoice doesn't prove the quote.
One's a quote and one's an invoice.
I apologize. I didn't even realize that was different. It's $220 more.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
where do you propose this $45,000 is going to come from?
That's in the general fund. Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to suspend the rules, place on third and final reading by title only.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Darren Brock.
Yes.
Paula Allred.
Yes.
Eric Shine.
Yes.
Carol Harmon.
No.
Jerry Foley.
Yes.
Marty Latham. Keith Williams.
Yes.
Kamala Lamons.
No.
We have 5 yes, 3 no.
She abstained. I'll vote yes.
Just didn't say anything.
Are you going to say anything?
I might have. No, go ahead.
I voted yes. An ordinance authorizing the waiver of the requirements for competitive bidding for the purchase of an audio-visual system for the council community room for the city of Lowell, Arkansas. I'll entertain a motion to approve the ordinance.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Paula Allred,
Yes.
Carol Harmon,
No.
Keith Williams,
Yes.
Jerry Foley,
Yes.
Kamala Lamons,
No.
Eric Shine,
Yes.
Darren Brock, Marty Latham.
No.
It's 5-3.
Ordinance passes.
This will be assigned ordinance number 851.
A resolution setting forth the meeting rules of the city council for the city of Lowell. This was put on the agenda because item number 2 of the rules state the regular meetings of the city council shall be held in the council chambers located at 216 North Lincoln. Oh, that's the new one. We're changing it to the new location. That's the only thing that we have at this time on the meeting rules, unless someone else has anything.
Do we need to change this before next meeting, when we'll change the whole thing or adopt the whole thing? We can't meet without it?
Jeanette says it has to be changed because that's what the ordinance says.
It's actually a resolution. Does it?
I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Jerry Foley,
Yes.
Darren Brock, Paula Allred,
Yes.
Keith Williams,
Yes.
Eric Shine,
Yes.
Marty Latham, Carol Harmon,
Yes.
Kamala Lamont. This will be resolution number 08-15.
Next item, a resolution to enter into an agreement with the city of Springdale, Arkansas for the provision of ambulance services to the city of Lowell.
Before we get started, if I could, I'd like to take a minute and thank Eric for taking my place in the hot seat for once. I appreciate that, Eric. Beyond that, you all have in front of you a proposal on the ambulance service. I know there's been a lot of questions, a lot of issues. We had a big discussion, last Monday? After that, I met with one of the councilmen, came and actually saw me, and we talked for a little bit. And then I visited with Springdale some more, and some more, and some more. And the bottom line is I'm just not comfortable that we can provide the service. Let me rephrase that. And we could do it in the time frame I originally talked about. But I think if we take the next year, this coming year, with a commitment from you all that we're going to continue looking forward to this, knowing we need to accomplish this in the future, near future actually, we can put together a much better product for our citizens. That's the bottom line. So what I'm asking you to do instead, and it's based a lot on the conversations we had last Monday, what I'd ask you to do instead is go ahead and contract with Springdale this year to provide ambulance service through the end of 2009, with keeping in mind that during that time we will, my guys in particular, we're really still committed to making this happen. We think it's the right thing to do. We want to get it done, but we want to do it, again, just like we do everything, the best we can possibly put it out there. And we think we can do that with a better timeline, shooting for January 2010. So we ask that you approve the resolution to pay or enter into contract with Springdale through 2009. Any questions?
So if we did that, would you be looking at purchasing an ambulance in 2010?
I would prefer to purchase it in 2009 so that we could look at January 2010, when the contract would be up for renewal, that would be the point at which we would be able to turnkey, basically, our own operation. Wouldn't want to buy it. There's no reason to buy it in March, obviously, or April. But what it would give us time to find just the right piece of equipment, not just go out there and start looking at 2 or 3 ambulances. We could look at a whole lot more equipment, make sure we had the right pieces of the puzzle. And yes, the answer to your question bluntly is yes, I would still prefer to, if possible, acquire it toward the end of 2009 because we would like to start January 2010 as a goal, at least as a goal to work with. And in order to accomplish that, we, as I said, if we did it in 3 to 4 months, to be ready to do it at that time, we've still got to go through the licensing process and the approval processes. And in order to do that, you have to have the equipment on hand and ready to go into service.
How long is it going to take to go through the license process?
It takes anywhere from, I've had 2 different answers to that question now. I called the health department personally and talked to the guy who is over it. Imagine that, huh? And the first time I talked to him, they said they could do it in about 3 to 4 weeks. The next time I talked to him, I was talking about some other questions I had about ALS, BLS stuff, and it came back, well, it's probably more like about a month and a half. So reality is somewhere in that time frame of a month to a month and a half is about what it takes. And that's after everything's ready to go, because what they do is you got all these forms you got to fill out, obviously, and send to the state health department. They go through everything. Then they physically come up and audit your ambulance. They physically come up and audit the equipment. And they do a physical observation of your people performing the skills that are required for whatever level of service it is that you're going to provide. And so by the time you get everything put together and you get all the paperwork through and you get through all of that, it's a month and a half.
So we just handle this as an amendment to the
That's what I would propose.
budget?
That's what I would recommend, yes, ma'am.
Mike, you continue to help us provide a first-class service to Lowell, and you and your guys do a great job. If this is definitely what you're the most comfortable with, I see nothing else but to support you in this.
I appreciate that. And the answer is yes. We all feel that we're adamant that, yes, we could do it in 4 months, but I can probably say to a man, we all pretty much believe that we can put a better product out there if we have a little bit longer time to do it right. So, yes, we're comfortable with that. Any other questions? Thank you.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Keith Williams,
Yes.
Carol Harmon,
Yes.
Paula Allred,
Yes.
Jerry Foley,
Yes.
Darren Brock, Eric Shine,
Yes.
Kamala Lamons,
Yes.
Marty Latham.
Yes.
This will be resolution number 08-16.
Contract addendum number 2 with roll-off services. Sean?
This is basically an addendum for roll-off's contract of service, where we haven't had a price increase from them, I guess, since the '07 year, and now they're incurring their annual increase, plus they've incurred landfill cost increase, and that's what this is directly reflective of.
Sean, did they provide us with the increase, the certified increase for the landfill disposal rate? Did they? I know when we met, and I see John out there, and we sit down, we figured up, per person how much it was going to cost. I guess maybe it was a couple years ago, and I know that we agreed that if the rates were going to increase, we wanted to see proof that, hey, this is, we want to see a breakdown proof that this is what it costs per citizen, this rate. Did they bring that in?
Yeah, it's reflective in this.
Okay.
Your cost, you've got, just for the CPI, the rate increase is 38 cents per customer. The landfill increase, which is actually regulated locally by Waste Management, is 70 cents a household.
Do you have the total numbers as far as what, I guess what they're charging per ton opposed to what they were charging, the cost difference, because that kind of gives us an idea of if this cost is.
It's 21% more increase per ton is what this is reflective of the landfill, if that's what you're asking me.
I don't know. I'd almost feel comfortable if the sewer committee took a look at this. I don't know. I know we've probably got to get this done this year for the rates go into effect January 1st. But has this been before the sewer committee? Have you guys met?
Nope.
I just know that we've always sent that to committee before we looked at it here, just because we want to make sure that we're not overcharging the citizens, that the citizens aren't being overcharged. And I know we've done a pretty good job with that in the past, or John has. John's done a great job.
Fair enough. Set a date for the sewer meeting. They can't take effect till this passes, so nobody's going to get any charges until this is settled. If you want to make a meeting date, then they'll, they should, my understanding, they would be here present tonight, but
I don't even know who's on the sewer committee now.
I was never informed of any of this until I got my packet.
Carol Harmon, Kamala Lamons, John Ratsky, Bill Payne, Jim Williams, and Sean Ingram.
Those are always fun meetings. You're breaking those down, but I think we need to do that just to make sure the cost, just to make sure we're not overcharging the citizens.
How many houses do they serve in Lowell?
I think we've got those numbers, don't we, John?
Committee meeting and have them come before us with the facts.
yeah, they can't do it until we approve that. So,
But I say, I think with your objections, I feel we probably should do it that way. Go having the committee meeting and have them appear before us with the letter from the landfill.
New committee members anyway. Do I hear a motion to table this until Sean gets a meeting set up?
We can set one up now, tonight.
Set her up now.
Well, you got to coordinate it with them.
I'd make a motion that we refer this to the Utilities Committee.
Yeah.
Second.
Do we want to do it in this year, or do we want to wait till next month for the new council?
I don't mind doing it this year if we can fit it in, but that's just upon the schedule of the.
I don't know how Roloff's going to fill it wait a couple months, but
They're going to have to be able to come to the meeting too, so.
and actually nothing says that the council or the council members that are leaving, nothing says that they still can't be involved with the sewer committee for that meeting. So we could do it whenever, even though they're not on the council.
So what was the motion? Is it second? Okay.
you have a motion and a second one.
I'm sorry, you guys. We're trying to figure out who the committee will be in 08 if you can't have this meeting in 09. Vice versa, reverse that. So can you have this meeting in 08?
Committee, I'd ask the committee, can you have the meeting in 08?
No, we won't have to vote on it.
Just to be clear, committees are creatures that you guys create out of whole cloth. They have no legal meaning, bearing, effect whatsoever. They are simply a way for y'all to consider things in a different forum than this one. Nothing can happen there that has any effect at all. The exceptions are committees formed pursuant to state law, those being a sewer committee or airport commissions, park commissions, water and sewer commissions, housing commissions, and one or two others. So y'all can pretty much do however you want to do the committee. The committee can't bind the council or vice versa. So it's just sort of a convenient way for you to spend a little more time looking at something and invite the public and be more informal.
I think Darren made a motion to send this to the Utilities Committee.
Yes, that's been seconded.
Second by Eric.
I guess my only question is, the two members of the council that are leaving, would you mind attending that meeting? I guess since you're on that committee currently.
Whatever date we're going to set, if it's into next year, I recommend we have it the 18th. Sooner the better, so we can keep it this year. The last thing we want to do is jeopardize the contract where they drop us, and then we have to go and renegotiate. Then you will see substantial increases. We can vote on it next year, but I'd like to have it settled so we can at least put them at ease.
Well, Roloff has always given us some backup to look at, so I don't know why they would object to.
Well, and I apologize for that, because I was under the impression they would be here to present this, and so I was caught in the dark with them not being here.
I would like to see, if our committee can meet this week or whenever beforehand, depend on the urgency of roll-off. If this is going to jeopardize things January 1st, I wouldn't be opposed to a special meeting on the 30th or something to pass just that. But if it's not going to jeopardize our contract with them, then it's fine if we can get the committee to meet before the next meeting and pass it then. So it's really kind of on roll-off's urgency and how that's going to affect our standing.
I have no problem meeting with the Utilities Committee meeting this week. But as far as the Utilities Committee and Camelot being involved in it, we haven't been involved in this since March or April. So Camelot and I are pretty much already out of the Utilities Committee.
Well, we haven't had an issue since then with this.
There's been issues. There's been water and sewer, not with roll-off, but there's been lots of things we've done. Sewer, and a lot of sewer issues have been going on last year, and Camelot have not been involved in any of those. But the 19th, 18th is fine with me. Are we going to have a public hearing on it?
Have we voted to move it?
That's what we're getting ready to.
We need to finish that first, and then we'll set the date.
Motion's been made to send this to the Ordinance Committee on December 19th. Sewer Committee on December 19th, 18th. All right, we'll get her. Just bear with me. 18th. Second by Eric. Roll call, please.
Carol Harmon.
Yes.
Paula Allred.
Yes.
Kamala Lamons.
Yes.
Darren Brock. Keith Williams.
Yes.
Marty Latham.
Yes.
Eric Shine.
Yes.
Jerry Foley.
Yes.
Sean, I need a time and place.
Will you be able to get Roloff?
Next item on the agenda is a resolution adopting an amended 2008 budget for the city of Lowell.
Any questions on this amendments that I made?
Questions? If there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Eric Shine,
Yes.
Pamela Lamons, Jerry Foley,
Yes.
Marty Latham, Paula Allred,
Yes.
Carol Harmon,
No.
Keith Williams,
Yes.
Darren Brock. This will be resolution number 0817.
Next item on the agenda is a resolution adopting the 2009 budget for the city of Lowell, Arkansas.
Do we have any questions on the 09 budget?
If there's no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Carol Harmon,
No.
Pamela Lamons,
Yes.
Paula Allred,
Yes.
Darren Brock,
Yes.
Marty Latham,
Yes.
Jerry Foley,
Yes.
Keith Williams,
Yes.
Eric Shine.
Yes.
This will be resolution number 08-18.
Next item on the agenda is the committee reports. Parks, Recreation, and Special Events. Street and Sidewalk Committee. I will report that at the current time, there's an advertisement in the newspaper to acquire bids on rebuilding Lincoln Street. The bid opening will be January the 7th. We will be running ads in the newspaper December 19th and January the 7th for bids to rebuild Robinson Street, with that bid opening January 21st. Personnel Committee, Finance Committee, Utilities Committee, Ordinance Committee.
Mr. Mayor, we need to set a new meeting, and we met a couple weeks ago, and there wasn't a whole lot of people here to discuss the ordinance concerning parking in the yard. I'd like to get more input from the public. I'd like to have several meetings, and I think that was the consensus of the committee. So I don't know if we should do it this year, because I think the holidays. I want an opportunity for everyone to, everyone to be in town and to show up. I don't know how you guys feel, but maybe sometime next month. I think during the holidays is not a good time.
I think it'll be harder. If we're looking for public input, it'll be harder during the holiday weeks.
So, and this will give an opportunity for people to hear about it, and to kind of compose themselves so they can come and express their opinions. So maybe next month. I don't have a calendar. We could probably wait until the first council meeting and decide then.
We were going to look at some of the special areas of the city too and get some input on that. Do we want to meet before we have that?
I guess we need to kind of task someone to do that. Someone in the city. We get with the mayor and maybe decide, give him the task to assign to a city employee, just to kind of figure out what type of yards we have, what type of neighborhoods we have in the city, what type of streets, kind of map it out and see.
Help us with some mapping. I don't think I'd want to meet until we
get
that
that
pulled together.
Yeah.
Just postpone that to January.
Just postpone that till next month.
Okay. Museum Committee. Next item on the oh yeah, open house is Friday at the museum. That's the Christmas open house because we'll be in the process of moving Saturday, so it's all been moved to the museum. It starts, I think, at 12:30. Santa Claus is going to be there. The little train rides will be there. There's a elementary school choir going to sing Christmas carols so at 1 o'clock.
What time's Santa going to be there?
Pardon?
What time's Santa going to be there?
I don't, Sean, do you know what time Santa's going to be there? $3:30. Okay.
Get him booked. Get him for a cheaper price.
For your service to our community. We appreciate your help for the last 2 years and wish you good luck in your future endeavors. Thank you. Any comments from the council? If no comments, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. If no objections, we are adjourned. Thank you. Thanks to everybody for coming out.